Hello my friends, this is Kate, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at my September budget. Okay, so as you guys know, I like to start out on the calendar page for the month. We pay our mortgage bi-weekly, so there are months where we will have 3 mortgage payments, and it's really important that I know that before I go and do my written budget. Also, there can be more than 4 paychecks in a month, although this month, even though there are 5 paychecks technically, the last one falls on the last day of the month, so it's really not helpful for or usable in September. So I'm going to be counting that in the October budget. There are 5 Thursdays, so we might have... Actually, I thought because there were 5 Thursdays we were going to end up with 3 mortgage payments, but actually they fall on the 8th and the 22nd, so I don't have to worry about that. But we are still going to count the 5th paycheck for September in October. Also, I like to kind of summarize the expenses for each week over on the sidebar, just so I can kind of like get a snapshot quickly of like what's coming out this week and what's coming out next week, so I can make sure that there's plenty in the account. That just kind of gives me a little bit of peace of mind. On the dashboard page, I'm actually going to start utilizing this page, but I really set the whole thing up so I could just show you that I have something new in my shop. I am making dashboard kits now. I have 2 designs available for September, this succulent theme and the farewell summer. And then for October, I'm going to have the pumpkin patch and this autumn leaves theme. So there are 2 parts to the full kit. There are the boxes and then some extra washi and just like little bits for setting up the page however you want. And you can buy them together or separately. And then I have multiple just different little extra headers that you can use in like to customize these sections and like areas on the notes page and things like that. So if you have suggestions for like more headers that you want to see, definitely let me know because I will be adding to those. And also let me know what you think about this habit section. This is kind of a tricky area to work with. I'm not super in love with how this turned out, but I don't know, maybe you guys will like it more than I do. So anyway, I just kind of set this up to show you how it might be used. And these checkboxes, by the way, do line up with these lines, so you can use them on this side as well. So for September, I'm going to go over these goals really quickly. So I want to give myself a raise. I had been paying myself $950 a week, every week for over a year, and I think it's time, like I've had no problem doing that. So I think really like in my subconscious, like I know that all I have to pay myself is $950, so that's all I like strive myself to earn that in any given week. So I need to like increase this so that it's more urgent that I push for more sales and things like that. So we also are going to be trying to pay off the Home Depot card, and I will be talking about that a little bit more in a bit on the next page. Joe and I decided that we were going to push really hard on getting the grocery budget down. We just have to be a lot more intentional about everything that we buy, and so that's kind of a challenge for ourselves this month. We've been pretty steady on $350, but this is definitely doable if we really focus on that goal. And then I also really want to get Joe's life insurance set up, or at least get the ball rolling on that this month. My brother-in-law's birthday is coming up, and I know my husband's either going to want to get him something, or we might be going out to dinner because my birthday is this month too. So we might be kind of like going out to eat as like a celebration for both. But we do have a gift card for a place where we both like to eat, so maybe we don't need to spend too much money here. I don't know, but we'll see. And then the biggest thing for us in September is the school taxes. Our mortgage does not include an escrow account for taxes, so we pay those individually. And this month, the school tax bill, or I'm sorry, this year, our school tax bill is $2,547.79. Now, we do already have $2,200 set aside for that. So in this month's budget, I'm just going to be budgeting for the remaining $347 that we need. And then this star credit here, in New York State, for your primary residence, if you meet certain qualifications, you get a tax credit. It used to just come off the top of the bill, but in recent years they have changed it. So you pay the full bill amount, the full tax amount, and then the state sends you a check. That should be coming in the first couple of days of the month. In fact, like it might be sitting out in my mailbox right now. I don't know. But they've usually been pretty good about getting that out early in the month. And I just have a couple of notes for expenses coming up next month here, but we don't need to talk about those just yet. So moving into the budget for this month. I already have everything filled out just in, the interest of saving time, and I'm also horrible at talking and writing things out at the same time, so we're just going to go over everything together. Okay, just zoom you in a little bit so that it's easier to see. Okay, so for income, I have the $4,000 written out here. I do want to note that I only budgeted for the $3,800 that I normally pay myself, and then I have some extra debt payments down here, which include getting that extra $200 in income from my business. For the star credit, I'm expecting actually probably around $550, but I think last year it was like $540 something. But I just put $500 here as an expected. I'm not including any of this extra stuff in my budget except for extra debt payments. So like I'm not depending on this money, but I am making a plan for it. And then I know there's a lot of talk about stimulus bills, stimulus checks going out. So this is what we would get for myself, my husband, and Maya. Obviously, May was born this year, so she would not be eligible during the payout, but we'll be getting a tax credit for her if they do another stimulus package, which it sounds like it's kind of unanimous. Everyone is in agreement over that, so it should be coming. And then I just leave a miscellaneous line here in case other things come up. So the total here is $7,400, which is way more than we normally have, but you'll see going forward where that's going. So for our fixed expenses, we have our mortgage at $786. That is including 2 biweekly payments of $393.13. So that's both payments in here in one line item. It just makes it easier to keep it that way. For tuition, that's my daughter's tuition. She's going into first grade this year, and I cannot believe it. And she's also riding the bus for the first time, so it's bittersweet. So that's $463. Our car insurance is $127. Electric and gas is $116. Internet is $45. Trash is $28. Our cell phones, that's $60. life insurance, which is only for me, is $17, and then the remaining balance on our school tax bill, which is above what we have already saved, is $347. So I'm kind of doing things a little bit different now. I decided to do like regular bills up here and then break down the debt payments, like things that are considered debt, down here. So we have our car payments, the Jetta and the Jeep, at $160 and $286. Then Discover, which is a credit card, that's the second item in our Snowball, is the minimum payment this month is $76. Navy Federal, which is our largest credit card, is $301. And then our Home Depot card has a minimum payment of $52. So the total for all of these fixed expenses this month is $2,876. So what I did was I took the $3,800 that I usually pay myself, subtracted this out, and then what I was left with, I don't actually have that number, but I used that to determine these variable expenses up here. So we have $300 for grocery and household, $100 for gas, which I know should be good. We were under last month, and usually Joe fills up twice a month, but the way it kind of landed, he filled up 3 times, like once in the very beginning of the month and once at the very end. So 100 should be perfectly fine for that. For baby, we have $150. I know last month it was $350, and I talked about the expensive formula that she was on, but we have transitioned her to something more affordable. And then we also have plenty of diapers. So if we do have any extra baby expenses this month, it will probably be needing an extra baby gate or two, because she is crawling around like crazy already. And she's even pulled herself up into a standing position next to the couch. So that is probably the only thing coming up this month anyway. For home improvement, we have $200. The deck is nearly done, and I'm sure we're going to have to spend quite a bit on things to seal and stain it. So that is probably enough. I'm really going to be paying close attention to this month, because we went over by a lot last month, and I kind of just want to be keeping tabs on this more. For family fun and eating out, I have $100. By the way, this is where I categorize our streaming services like Netflix and that sort of thing. So that kind of falls under this category. For gifts, as I mentioned, I set aside $40 for that. And then miscellaneous is left with $42.77 to round out the $3,800 for income that we can definitely expect to get. And then you'll see I have 2 line items here for the Home Depot card and then the Discover. So my plan for anything that we receive extra in the month, the $200 raise that I'm getting, the star credit, and any stimulus money that we get will go straight to first paying off the Home Depot card. So this amount is the remaining balance minus the $52 that we are going to be making the minimum payment for. And then what we'll have left over after that is what will go into the Discover card to pay down the Discover. So let's hop over really quick to the debt snowball. So our debt items here, the Home Depot card, obviously we will be aiming to pay that off. And then the Discover card is our next item at $37.59. So we're hoping to bring that down by this 1176 here. So the goal will be to get this down, hopefully like really close to actually what this balance is. So pretty close to 25. But again, we'll see. That will be totally dependent on whether the stimulus checks are actually dispersed this month. Who knows how long it might take a bill to get passed with everything else that is being discussed. And then, of course, we have the remaining debt snowball balances here for the start. And I actually did not total that up right here. I know I put them in August, so let me copy that over. So the ending balance for August obviously is going to be the same as the beginning for September. So we have 4228, 4228, and then how many cents? 86 cents. Okay, so that is the total debt amount that we're going to be starting out with for September. If you want to see how things changed from August, tune in later this week. I'm going to be filming a review or a budget closeout for August. And that will show you all of the actuals that we spent on our categories and things like that. And then the only other thing I really have here on this page is our sinking funds, which we have just the one for taxes, which I've mentioned before. We have $2,200 set aside for taxes. So I think that kind of covers everything. If you guys have any questions, or if there's something that I forgot to mention, please let me know. Last month, I totally forgot our internet on the monthly budget. So you'll see that in the next video as well. So I was sure to include that here. I know I usually include Fidelis. It's a small premium payment for my daughter's health insurance, but I actually moved that over to coming out of my business account because health insurance is a tax deductible expense. So I just kind of moved it over into that account. It had just kind of been a habit to pay it out of here. So I had been paying it out of our household budget, especially since it was such a small expense. It really didn't matter, but just to kind of clean things up and streamline it, I moved it over. So if you have made it this far into the video, I just wanted to share a few updates with you guys for the shop. I am going to be releasing November kits on Friday, September 4th. So these are going to be some little sneak peeks of the themes that are coming for November. So we have Crisp Autumn, which last year went by the name just November Pumpkins, but I kind of revamped it a little bit. Yeah, so this one is a returning theme, and then we have 2 additional new themes coming, which will be this Burnt Floral, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love these like burgundy and mustard colors together. Very autumny. And then the third kit, November Rain, is a little more blue themed. It kind of goes along with the Erin Condren November color if you wanted to match that. And I think this one's really beautiful. So yeah, I'm very excited for these to come out. I think they're all beautiful, and I don't know, let me know which one you think is your favorite. So we have November Rain, Burnt Floral, and then Crisp Autumn. I put that out as a poll, not really a poll, but just asked that question on my Instagram and my Facebook group, and it looks like these 2 are pretty much tied, I would say. Maybe the burnt floral is a little bit more of a favorite, but I don't think I've seen anyone mention the crisp autumn. But I just love these colors. I think they're like a happy, fun autumn theme as opposed to like this deep, rich color palette here. But anyway, they're all beautiful, and I know I'm going to be using all of them in one form or another. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me for my September budget. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you back later this week when I go over the results for our August budget. I'll see you then, guys. Bye-bye.